Hello, everyone. It's Jenny. I'm on my way to the gym. Apologies. Um, Look at all these wispy hairs sticking out, too. I think I went through a period of losing hair again, and they're just growing back. I have all these short hairs that are like this long. I don't know what that is, but I think diet or no diet, if I don't take those hair, skin, nail pills that I talked about moons ago on this channel, um, that my hair starts to lose. I think I need that now. Again, in my 50s, and your hair starts to thin. I think just some of these times when I'm doing HCG or any other kind of severe dieting, which forces my hair to fall out and then slowly grow back in over the next 6 months, um, that slowly grow back in isn't having the same effect. Um, So I think a combination of age and a combination of weight loss and whatever, I think just every day, whether I'm dieting or not, I need to take those hair, skin, nail pills. So we'll see. I started taking them again. This was before I started dieting, but then, like the hair loss I noticed usually a few months after I got off the diet and I finished my dieting in October. So this is probably just a result of that last phase of doing HCG. All right. I do need to get to the gym, and I have something to pick up at Marketplace for my daughter for her wedding today. So I am on a time schedule. Here, I'll tell you what. How's my diet doing? Not great. Not great, but I'm looking at my calendar and trying to figure out now when I can do HCG, and it's getting tougher and tougher because now I just added a week in Nashville with both of my daughters. So when my middle child is on her spring break from vet school, I'm going to pick her up on the way out of town down in Columbus at Ohio State and continue on to Nashville, and we're going to visit my other daughter for a week. Actually, my middle daughter and I will have a lot of bonding time because we will have an 8-hour drive down, we'll have an 8-hour drive back, and my older daughter just got a new job, so obviously she can't take any time off of work, especially with a wedding coming up this summer where she needs to take time off. So we'll have all day together during the days. So, but it should be still delightful and fun. And we'll have fun in the evenings and fun on the weekend when we first get down there. Um, and then fun the following weekend because actually that's her boyfriend's spring break. So he'll be flying in from Los Angeles. So we'll get to see him for um, just Friday night, Saturday morning before we take off to drive back to Cleveland. So that's nice. That's what's going on in my life. Anyway, I was hoping to go into all that much thinner, and it's just not working, people. It's just not working. I am not hungry. I'm essentially doing keto, but I am not tracking each of the macros because I would rather be on Weight Watchers and just calculate. I don't know if I'd want to calculate points. I would rather be on a calorie counting diet. That's what I'd rather be on. I'd rather be on a calorie. That's the simplest thing. Everything has the calories on it. Just add them all up. Stay under a certain number. That I could do. I do not have the patience to want to convert everything in Weight Watchers terms, where you take the calories and then the fats and the fiber and you put it into a little calculator thing and it tells you how many points and then you get so many points a day, because it doesn't even just tell you how many points, and that tells you how much per serving, but then you have to figure out how many servings worth are you eating and then do that math. No thank you. Well, counting macros is the same thing. How many fats did I have in this? Like I put 6 ingredients in here to make this. And then what portion of that am I eating? And then what percentage of that is fats? And then, so calculate how many of those fats I'm eating in this meal and then put that in there. But then I also have to do the same thing with fat. It just, too much. I just can't do it. It's just not me, which is why HCG is so great. It's so simple. So I think I might go to calorie counting, but still trying to stay. Here's the thing. I haven't been hungry. I've been happily eating. I've been eating 2 meals a day. When I eat 1 meal a day, I do see the scale go down. But if somehow I just don't always have that motivation. It's just easy. I'll tell you the truth. You know me. I do intermittent fasting ish. I don't eat past 7 o'clock at night, and I don't start eating until noon. Okay, so I have a 7 hour eating window during the day, which is not strict intermittent fasting, but it's better than other intermittent fasting. Well, here's the thing, I feed my cats at noon. One's on a special diet, the other one's not. So for the dry food, it's just free feeding. I put out a cup between all the little bowls and places for them to hunt and find it in the morning. Then at noon, they get their wet food. And then in the evening, before I go to bed, I take out one more cup of dry food and put it in all the different places to keep them occupied during the night so they leave me alone. All right. So the wet food, the canned food, there's a small can that um, both cats love, but the canned food is so much more expensive than the dry food. As it is, the dry food is extremely expensive because it's a special GI, gastrointestinal, um, probiotic, blah, 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 um, food. But I can't separate them. I tried separating them, giving the other cat just normal cat food, which she would always eat. They both would eat it, but then the one has issues, so we don't need that around the house. So they both eat the dry food. So when it comes to the canned food, which is even more expensive, I don't want the one cat to have to eat that. But she's very picky. She loves the GI wet cat food. So I finally found food that she will eat. It's the break-off ones, which there's 2 in a container, which is much more affordable that way too. So and it only gives you a little bit because she doesn't eat a lot in the middle of the day. She tends to eat, I think, the majority of the dry food, but she doesn't eat a lot. So these are very, very small servings. They're smaller than those small cans, like a Fancy Feast size can. That's about the size can that my other cat gets for lunch. So she gets an even smaller version of it. Now, so happy, by the way, if you have a picky cat. 2 flavors of Fancy Feast, although I've only seen 2 flavors of Fancy Feast. But more than that, the Sheba. And Sheba's very affordable. It's like 89 cents for 2 of them, so it's like 40 cents for a serving, which is so much better than like the $1.25 a can, $1.50 a can. I don't even remember what it is that I'm paying for this GI food. So I have to put them in different parts of the kitchen and I have to monitor them. Well, they take a while to eat also. And then I have to like keep scraping the bowl down and then they would keep eating and then they stop. And when they stop, they want to go to each other's bowls and eat. So to keep them separate, I have to keep walking back and forth and scraping off the bowl. Are they spoiled? Yeah. But this is what I have to do to keep the one cat from eating the other cat's food. I mean, it doesn't matter if the girl cat eats the boy's food because it's the GI food and it's fine. But if he gets over to her food and eats just a few bites, then it can affect everything in his system. So because I'm spending like a half an hour in the kitchen just standing there, scraping things, I make my lunch. So I blame it on the cats. This overweight body, I blame on the cats. There you go. It's the cat's fault. All right, so anyway, it's been a month. I've gained nothing. Here's the good news. I'm eating happily. I'm eating foods I enjoy. I'm not gaining anything. This would be great if I were in P3, but I'm not. So this week, I'm going to try my best to make a small snack at 12 o'clock for me and then not eat again. Or maybe even better, I'll just not allow myself to eat that second meal. I'll think of a small snack that I can have later on. It's just that I don't have to eat in the noon hour. I would be fine going until like 3 before I eat. And then it's a longer intermittent fast, and then it's a shorter period of time if I have another snack, and a lot of times I won't need that second snack. I guess. I'll tell you what, maybe I'll think of something else. I will clean my kitchen. That's what I'll do. I'm not going to get my food anymore at lunchtime, people. This is a revelation while we're just sitting here chatting with each other. It's going to be a kitchen cleaning time. I'm going to clean the kitchen for 20 minutes or so. It's going to be really clean if I do this every day. I don't do this very often at all. But maybe that would just make me happier in my life to know that everything is really sparkly clean. and put things away. My husband is somebody who leaves everything out, expecting, I think, little fairies to come and clean up after him. So I will just put everything away that he took out from the day before, or put it in a pile, which is what I usually do, and stick it in some place in the corner and say, "This is your stuff. Take care of it." And and clean up. Okay, that's our plan. That's our plan. So I will eat my meal at 3, and then maybe have a small snack of like some rolled up salami or something, or a cheese stick or something like that later on. I also feel that the keto desserts that I'm eating may not be helpful, but I will admit that I cheat a little bit, and I have some Cool Whip. The lowest carb Cool Whip is the high fat Cool Whip, which probably just has so many calories that my calorie count for the day is probably just way too high. And that's not really true keto. True keto is pure food, so that's a whole separate video we'll talk about. In the meantime, I still have a couple other desserty things here to go over with you because I have them in my house. I have bought one other thing since I told you the last time I had a bunch of things, so it hasn't been a lot, but okay. I found, oh gosh, I'm not going to remember where I found this now. I don't know. I think I actually found this at Acme. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Acme because I have not been to Meijer's in a long time. And I haven't even been to Costco in a long time either. Okay, this is probably very loud and crinkly as I hold it. I remember from the last video that when I hold these things that they're very loud. Okay, let's take a look at this. Low Carb Keto Nut Granola. 2 nut cards. With cacao. I don't know if it's pronounced like cacao, but that's how our family pronounces it. Cacao. And it dates back to the movie Ice Age, if any of you have seen the movie. Not Ice Age, Robots, I'm sorry. When my son was young, and we're saying like maybe 3, Robots and Ice Age both came out. We had them on DVD. It was alternating all day long between the two of them. I could put on the commentary, and he'd be fine with it. So he wasn't even really paying attention a lot to the words. He just loved, I think, the whole graphics of it all, especially with robots because there's a lot happening. But our family at that point in my life could practically recite the 2 movies, which were both from DreamWorks, which eventually got bought out by Disney. So if you have Disney Plus, you can watch all the Ice Ages, although the first is the best. And I think you could probably see robots there too. But DreamWorks was just, I just was so happy with it. Was it DreamWorks? I guess. I want to say, no. It was Blue Sky Productions. I think it was DreamWorks was involved too somehow. I'm not sure. But Blue Sky Productions. So it was that production company was eventually bought out, I think, by DreamWorks, and then Disney bought it. I don't know. Anyway, so there's a scene in Robots where the guys are going to this party and something's all going down. Oh my gosh, it's over a decade since I've seen it. But I know that they were talking to each other and they said, we need to have a signal, to like say if something's going wrong or to instill the plan. I can't remember. I just remember it being a big party. It was near the end of the movie. And what is their signal? And he's like, we'll go cacao, cacao. And the guy's like, okay. So, of course, it's awkward, and you just go, cacao, cacao. To make it even better, a few years later, we're in Mexico on a family vacation, and the girls were, I don't know, 10 and 12 maybe, that fun, awkward stage where we're constantly pointing out, oh, that boy's cute, that boy's cute. And they're like, Mom, Dad, stop. And maybe they were closer to like 14, 12. And so I said, all right, I won't embarrass you. We'll have a we'll have a code word for whenever we see one. And my husband's like, we'll do cacao. So we did that, which embarrassed them 10 times more. And to this day, whenever I see somebody who's cute, I'll go cacao. Even though one's in a serious relationship and the other one is engaged to be married. Still, cacao. So that's how we pronounce this. I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but that's how our family pronounces it. Okay, let's get to numbers. A serving size is third of a cup of this granola, okay, is 160 calories for a third of a cup. Total fat, 16 grams, which is great if you're on keto and you need to get your fat count up. Carbohydrates are 9, but the dietary fibers are 3 and 4 sugar alcohols. All right, so subtracting the 3 and the 4 from the 9 gives you your 2 net carbs for a third of a cup of this. How does it taste? Okay, which is good. It tastes healthy. You know, it really does taste like a bunch of nuts. I don't know what flavoring, what artificial sweetener. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, coconut chips, almonds, pecans, erythritol, and then butter, water and cocoa powder, salt, cinnamon, monk fruit extract. So all very healthy. It's probably the best option of any dessert-ish thing. Although it's not very sweet, so it's not very desserty, but it's a good snack. It's a good snack. And I actually like that it doesn't taste as good as other granolas that you would eat, because then I would want to eat the entire thing and that defeats everything. So it is a very good, I just want some nuts, I just want some something. It is a great option to go to because the calories and the calories and the fat in this are high too. So there you go. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I was going to go grab another one and talk to you about it, but that's all I have. 0 grams of added sugar, gluten-free, grain-free, GMO-free. Also, just so you know. All right, great snack. I recommend it. Not terribly sweet, but if you like seeds and nuts, it's good. It's good, and it fulfills that I need to eat something crunchy feeling. All right, I'm off to the gym, and I'm ready to start a new week. I don't eat until 3. I will clean my kitchen at noon. And I'm not going to have any more Cool Whip. Okay, one more day because I have a little bit left frozen in the refrigerator. I like it when it's frozen and it starts to melt, and then you scrape little bits of it and eat it, kind of like an ice cream. That's how I like it. So one day I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to finish what's in there. But I will buy no more. No more Cool Whip. No more Cool Whip. Which, while we're on the topic, let me just say, the lowest carb Cool Whip is the highest fat one. The extra creamy, it's called. Cool Whip Extra Creamy has the highest fat content, lowest carb content. 2 carbs versus 3 carbs, and all the rest of them per serving, which I believe is 2 tablespoons. I think 2 tablespoons is a serving, and yeah, so I eat more than 2 tablespoons. And why am I surprised? Why am I surprised that I'm not losing weight? Okay, no more. That's all. I'll be in touch with you another day. I apologize for all this again. And good luck on your diet journey. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to look at my calendar and see when I have 3 weeks that I can dedicate to this HCG. And I have to do it soon because I have a wedding coming up. I have events coming up, and I have things that are major sabotages coming up. This week in Nashville, a week in a yurt in West Virginia or somewhere. I'm not even sure where. It might be Kentucky. I don't know. With a girlfriend. A scrapbooking retreat in the Amish country where we have tons of extra food and we're eating Amish food the whole time. That one's actually more dangerous even than the Druryane ones. I have 2 of those coming up. I have an April and a May. So I have 4 big obstacles in my way. And I have to lose because I'm in the diet challenge again. Not only because of that, but I have a wedding. I haven't even bought the dress yet because I'm waiting to get to be the size I want to be. I don't even know what I'm going to wear, but my daughter's getting married this summer in July. So I have no excuses. I have no excuses. We're going to have to figure this out together, peoples. The weight's going to have to come off. It gets harder every year you get older. I'm sorry if you're watching this channel and you're in your 30s. Enjoy it. As hard as it is to lose it now, I hate to tell you, it's gonna get worse. Everyone told me, lose all the weight you want to lose before you're 40, because once you hit your 40s, it all goes downhill. Well, I mean, I was kind of at a plateau in my 40s, but let me tell you, in my 50s, the struggle is real. It really is. And it's just really harder to do exercise. I still don't mind walking, but like everything feels effortful. I can't understand it. I can't really explain it, but like going to the gym was just like something in the day that I had to do, but now I like while I'm there and I'm doing the machines and that, I just really don't enjoy it at all. I think a big part of it is that I've lost so much muscle tone that everything is effortful. So if I can start building up muscle a little bit, then it becomes a little bit more fun to do because you can feel the muscles working rather than you just tearing the muscles the whole time because you just don't have any strength. And it's depressing to see the lowest amount of weight on the machine when I'm doing it too. That's sad too. Legs, I'm good on. I can up the weight on legs, but arms, nothing. I can do nothing. All right. I went too long. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.